Hi everybody, today we're going to read Maple by Lori Nicholas. Maple by Lori Nicholas. What do you guys see on the cover of this book? I see a tree and I see the different parts of the tree. I see the trunk, the branches, the leaves, and I see a girl. I see a girl here and she's holding onto the tree. And our title of the book says Maple. Maple is a type of tree, or it could be a name also. So maybe her name's Maple, or this is a maple tree. So let's read and find out. Maple by Lori Nicholas. Maple loved her name. So Maple is the girl's name. So her name is Maple. So Maple is sitting underneath a tree. So she's sitting underneath the tree. Let's see what's gonna happen next. When she was still a whisper, her parents planted a teeny tree in her honor. And even though Flavia, Millie Jane, Lena, Lily, and Constance were all good names, Maple was the perfect fit. So when Maple was in her mom's belly, her parents planted a tree. So look, this is such a small, tiny tree. And look how little it is, but this they planted it when Maple was still in her mommy's belly. And even though she could have been named Flavia or Millie or Jane or Lily or Constance, she could have been named all those names, Maple is the name that they chose. So they chose Maple, they chose to name her Maple. So let's see. And as Maple grew, so did her tree. So look, as Maple grew up, so did her tree. So here she was a baby, and it grew a little bit. It's a little bigger than it was before. Then it grew a little more. Then here it's winter, look, because it has no leaves on the tree. So it must be winter. And then look, now it's fully grown. Now the tree grew. Now the tree grew. Look how tall and big it is. And now it has branches and a trunk and branches and leaves, and it's such a tall tree, and it's so tall. Look how little it was before when her parents first planted the tree. Look how little it was, and look how big and tall it grew into. So look, and now Maple is enjoying her tree. Look, she's sitting underneath her tree. She's putting her legs on the trunk. And she's enjoying her tree because it's her tree. Her parents planted it for her. So she's enjoying it. She's sitting outside her tree. Let's see what's going to happen next. Sometimes when Maple was noisy, which was a lot, her parents sent her outside to play. Her tree didn't mind if she was loud. Maple would sing to her tree and sway for her tree, and sometimes even pretend to be a tree. So when Maple was a little noisy, her parents would send her outside to play. So she didn't mind going outside because she loved being outside, because she loved her tree. She loved her tree. So when she goes outside, so Maple would sing to her tree. So look, she would sing to her tree, and Maple would sway for her tree. She would walk around her tree. She would dance with her tree, and sometimes she would also pretend to be a tree. So she would also pretend to be a tree. So she does so many things with her tree. She sings to her tree. She dances around her tree. She even pretends to be a tree. So let's see what else Maple does with her tree. On some days when the wind was just right, Maple would simply lie under her tree, and its leaves would dance just for her. So sometimes, look, so sometimes she would sit under her tree. So when it was nice windy days, she would sit under her tree, and the tree leaves would dance just for her. So when it's a nice windy day, when it's a warm windy day, it's nice to stay under your tree because Maple's gonna get shade, and then the wind is gonna give her, then the leaves are gonna give her shade and wind. So look, she's enjoying being under her tree. She loves her tree. She does so many things with her tree, and the tree gives her shade. It gives her, and it makes her happy. Looks and Maple is in loves being with her tree. So let's see what else is gonna happen next. Then one day, Maple noticed her tree was bare. Maple was worried her tree might get cold. So Maple took off her jacket and gave it to the tree to stay warm. So let's think. It says, then one day Maple noticed her tree was bare. Maple was worried her tree might get cold. So what's happening here? What do you guys notice is happening here? The leaves are falling off. But are the leaves falling off because the tree is cold? No, the leaves aren't falling off because the tree is cold or the tree is sick. So why are the leaves falling off the tree? Because it's fall. In fall, leaves fall off the tree. So look, the leaves are changing color because it is fall. In fall, the leaves change color. Green, they turn into red, orange, brown, yellow. They change different colors and then they fall off. So should Maple be worried? No, Maple shouldn't be worried. And Maple took off her jacket for the tree to stay warm. So should she take off her jacket? No, because every fall, the same thing happens. It's a cycle. In fall, the leaves fall down. Winter, the tree has no leaves. In spring, the leaves grow back. And in the summer, the leaves are there. And then fall, the leaves fall down. So it's a cycle. So it happens every year. So Maple shouldn't be worried about her tree because this is something that always happens. So there's nothing to worry about. So let's see what happens next. Let's see. Is Maple gonna be worried? Does she think something is wrong with her tree? What else is Maple gonna do? Let's see. Sometimes Maple wished she had someone else to play with. The tree wasn't very good at throwing snowballs. She wondered if the tree felt the same way. So even though Maple loved playing with her tree, she loved playing with her tree, sometimes she wanted someone else to play with because what is she doing? She's throwing a snowball. Can the tree throw the snowball back? No, the tree can't throw a snowball back or any type of ball back to Maple. So she wants someone to play with. She wants someone who could throw a ball to her. Maybe she could pretend to be a tree with. Maybe someone she could sing with. Maybe someone she could dance with. Because the tree can't dance or the tree can't throw a ball. So I wonder what Maple's gonna do. What do you think Maple's gonna do? Maybe is she gonna find a friend? Is a friend gonna come over and play with her? Maybe is she gonna find a friend from school? So who do you think Maple's gonna play with? Who do you think she's gonna find? Maybe a neighbor is gonna come and play with her? Let's see, who will Maple play with? Who do you think Maple would play with? So Maple introduced her tree to a friend. That friendship didn't last, but Maple and her tree still had each other. So then, Maple introduced her tree to a friend. Look, she got some snow and made it into Look, she took some snow and put it next to the tree and made it into a friend. But what happened? The friendship didn't last long, it tells us. Why didn't the friendship last long? What happened? The snow melted. The snow melted. So look, the snow melted. But Maple still had her, but still Maple and her tree had each other. So even though Maple wanted to make a friend for her tree, and for her to have for her to have another friend, she took the snow to create another friend. The friendship didn't last long because the snow melted. But that's okay. Maple knows that it's okay because they still have each other. Maple and this tree still have each other because Maple loves her tree. Maple loves her tree. Maple loves all the things she does with the tree. She likes to dance with her tree. She likes to pretend to be a tree. She likes to throw snowballs with her tree. She likes to do so many things with the tree. So even though she was trying to make another friend for herself and the tree, but it didn't work out because the snow melted, because it was sunny and the snow melted. But it's okay because Maple has the tree and she's happy. So let's see what else is going to happen next. Is she going to find a friend to play with? Is she going to find someone else to play with? Let's see what's going to happen. Through winter and spring. So first we saw it was fall. And what happened in fall? What happened? What do we remember? What was happening to the tree in fall? The leaves were falling down, right? The leaves were falling from the tree. And then winter. What happens during winter? Does the tree have any leaves during winter? Nope, it doesn't have any leaves. And then spring, we know it's spring now because, look, before the leaves were falling off in fall, and now the leaves are growing back. So now it is spring. So now it is spring. So now it's a new season. And Maple is still outside and enjoying playing with her tree. So let's see what else Maple does. Then one day something surprising happened. What's surprising? What happened? What's so surprising? What happened? What do you guys see? What do you guys see? Do you guys see something? I see something. What do you see? I see a little tiny stem and two leaves. What could this be? What could this be? What do you guys think this could be? Could this be another tree? Could this be another tree? Who planted this tree? Do you think Maple planted this tree? Or maybe Maple's parents planted the tree? But why do you think Maple's parents planted the tree? I wonder. Maybe they wanted Maple to have more trees to play with? And I wonder what kind of tree that's going to be. Let's see who planted it and why they planted the tree. Let's see. Then something really surprising happened. What's happening? Something really surprising happened. What's happening? What do you think is happening? I think this is Maple's mom. And Maple's mom is going to have another baby. So Maple's going to be a big sister. I wonder, is Maple gonna have a baby brother, a baby sister? Let's see. What do you guys think Maple's gonna have? Maple became a big sister. Maple tried to be a good big sister. So look, Maple became a big sister. So look, the baby's born. And look, Maple's trying to be a good big sister. So look, she's sitting next to next to the baby, and she's trying to play with it. She's trying to sit next to the baby and be a good sister. So I wonder, did the baby's tree grow? How big do you think the baby's tree is now? Because they planted the little tree when the baby was in the stomach. Now the baby is born. So I wonder how big the tree is now. And I wonder, will Maple's baby brother or sister enjoy going outside and playing with their tree? Let's see. If the baby was cold, Maple gave the baby her hat and gloves. If the baby was lonely, Maple would share her special friends. But Maple wouldn't always make the baby happy. So look, Maple tried her best to be a good big sister. So here, if the baby was cold, Maple will give the baby her gloves and her hat. So if the baby was cold, Maple will give the baby her gloves and her hat. And so that's very nice. So if the baby's cold, she's giving it her hat and her gloves. So that's being nice. So if the baby was lonely, Maple will share her special friends. So if the baby was lonely, Maple will give her toys to play with. So Maple's sharing. That's very nice. Maple sees that her baby sister doesn't have anything to play with, and she's sitting there and she's lonely. So Maple's sharing. That's what good big brothers and sisters do. But sometimes she couldn't always make the baby happy. So sometimes she couldn't always make the baby happy, but she would try. So that's what matters. Let's see what Maple does next. And when the baby was noisy, which was a lot, Maple would take her outside to play. And something magical happened. So when the baby was noisy, she would take the baby outside. So the baby's crying, so she takes the baby outside. And something surprising happened. What's surprising that happened? What do you guys see? What's so surprising that happened? What do you guys see? I see something growing. What's growing? What do you guys see that's growing? I see something growing. What do you guys see? I see the tree. The tree grew. The tree grew. Before it was so tiny. It just had 2 leaves and a little tiny stem. And now look, it grew. It got taller. Now I see it has a longer trunk and more leaves. So I wonder what Maple and her sister are going to do. Are they going to sit under the tree? What do you think Maple and her sister are going to do? Let's see. Maple's tree danced for them both. So look, Maple and her sister, they're sitting under the tree. They're sitting under the tree, and the tree is giving them shade, and the leaves are giving them a breeze. So they're enjoying being under the tree. So let's see what they do next. And there was just enough room under the tree for Maple and her little sister Willow. So her sister Maple and her sister name is Willow. Her sister's name is Willow. So Maple and Willow. So this is a maple tree, and this is a willow. So they both have names that come from trees. So trees have different names. So this is a maple tree, and this is a weeping willow. And their names are Maple and Willow. And look, they're both enjoying playing with their trees. So they're both sitting under the tree, and they're both enjoying laying there while the tree is giving them a nice breeze. The end.